is an onslaught of excited beta tasters tonight to talk to you about our new and exciting launch that we've got brewing with My Fresh Meals by Lavelle. Shantae, are we rolling okay? Everything good?
Yep, we are good.
Wonderful. I'm just going to adjust my screen real quick. Exciting. All right. Well, welcome everybody. We've got a lot of people pouring in tonight. This has been a long time brewing, a long time waiting. There's a ton of energy, a ton of excitement built up around this launch. I think that's very easy to pick up on if you've spent any time on social media, if you've spent some time following us on our social media or any Thriver to that extent. You can definitely see the chatter out there about My Fresh Meals from Lavelle. And tonight we're going to cover a lot of information. We're going to cover what is the program about, what does farm to table mean, what do the meals taste like, what are the meals, what are they priced at, how many do I get, what are the details, when is it going to launch? We've got all of that stuff happening tonight, and it's exciting to say the least. You know, a lot of times in the health and wellness industry, going into holidays can somewhat be a slow time, right? Where kids are out of school and people are focused on families and parties and holidays and hosting. And it was so fun this year to be able to pull the curtain back right around the holidays, reveal what we had up our sleeve, what we had cooking, pun intended, and just to have this new chapter for us in our business, this new chapter for this brand. It's so fun and fresh to have this right here, right now, and it's a blessing. It really is. And just to start off tonight, there's so much to talk about when you want to look at the whole story. Like, how did you guys get here? What is it about? How does it work? How much does it cost? All the questions, right? There's a lot to it, and we're going to address a lot tonight. But if you have not been to the landing page on Lavelle.com, if you go to Lavelle.com, on that top toolbar, you're going to see a tab that says My Fresh Meals. And if you have not been to that tab, I would encourage you to do that. We've got likely thousands of people listening tonight, some maybe for the first time. And that is a great place just to get some real fundamental, foundational information about the program, about farm to table, our more holistic approach, always fresh, never frozen. And the video in itself is a mouthful. And so I'd encourage you to start there and know that this is the launch of, yes, a new category for Lavelle, but there's so much to this program. There's so much to this category. There's so much to this offering. It's as if we were launching an entirely new company. I mean, it really is. Like, we're launching a company within a company. It's so different than launching a new shake, right? Or the new Elite, or something that falls into our already existing product portfolio. This is a completely different, while it is complementary, right? It is complementary to what we already do from a health and wellness perspective. It's completely separate, and there's a lot to it. So just know, when this program fully launches, if you don't have every question answered, if we haven't addressed everything, if we're not launching in every state, if we're not launching in every country, if we're not launching in Canada, if we're not doing this, if we're not doing that, this is day -10, right, of the launch of essentially is a new company, because there's so much involved with it, right? So even on day one, just think of that. You're talking about day one. So if we don't have the exact meal that you would like us to have, if we don't have the exact menu offering just yet for your particular diet or your particular dietary restriction needs, bear with us. because again, you're looking at day one. It's not like Thrive, where we've been selling for 11 plus years. We're launching this for the very first time. And so it's very exciting. So how did we get here? Real quick, short and sweet. When I saw years ago the concept of these, to your door meal delivery services, and they really started, if you really follow like the root history, it really started locally in your city. It was like a mom and pop. They were cooking fresh meals. They were cooking healthier meals, and they were delivering them in your city, right? And they would get 200 households that signed up. And then it kind of blossomed to a commercial stage where you had other companies that formed big businesses. And then in COVID was when I really got intrigued, because my wife and I actually knew a local chef, and the local chef to this kitchen was like out of business. Their business was going up. Their family was in turmoil. How do we pay our bills? Like, they're spiraling in the midst of lockdown, right? Remember those days when we couldn't leave because we just had to flatten the curve? I'm not going to go there. But the only thing this family knew how to do was do what they were good at. Like, we don't know what's going on in life. We don't know what's going on in the world. We don't know how to pay our bills, but we know how to cook really good meals. And they started this giant WhatsApp group, like all their neighbors, all their friends and family, all their best customers, all their people from church, all their people from their kids' soccer, like everyone they could think of in life. And they had this menu, and they would hit the WhatsApp and like, hey, we need to know today if you're on the schedule for tomorrow's deliveries. And that's when I really got the idea of how could we, if we could, fit this into our ecosystem, right? And not just like barbecue and mashed potatoes, which is what that chef was really good at. He wasn't necessarily focused on health, just was a good chef, right? But us as a health and wellness culture, a health and wellness community, when somebody says, what is 𝐌𝐸𝐿? Okay, what is your answer to that? What do you think everyone's answer is to that question? Well, the most basic root answer, in my opinion, is we're a premium health and wellness brand, right? That's what we are at the end of the day. That you could go a lot of different angles. We manufacture the Thrive experience. We do this, but you could sum it up real quick, oversimplify it. We're a premium health and wellness brand, right? And so if we were able to come up with this farm to table concept, not kitchen to door has been done, right? If you want kitchen to door, there's somebody locally that you can find in your city. I guarantee that. But if we could come up with a more holistic approach that fits more of our culture, our cloth of who we are. Well, if you've been a Thriver or followed us for any period of time, we have beat a drum, a message since day one of premium nutrition, premium grade ingredients, and in an effort to fill in nutritional gaps, nutritional deficiencies as a base root cause of better nutrition, right? We've always preached that. We've always believed that, right? And so, long story short, we were able to source a commercial kitchen that we were able to invest in. We were able to source a team, a chef, an operational team, vendors, suppliers, met with people, spent like a month running things down, meeting with people, believing in how they operate and how you do what you do from an ingredient perspective. And to try to perfect this never frozen, always fresh, a more unadulterated food concept, right? Let's pause there for a minute. What does unadulterated mean? Okay. Well, if we're really wanting to do farm to table, farm to table would mean literally from the ground, as unmodified as possible to a plate, right? And one of the reasons, if not a lot of the reasons, that we now live in this microwave society of fast food, poor nutrition, poor nutrients, like we're in an over-farmed, over-pesticide, over-processed, over-fillers, over everything, right? That's kind of the circumstances that we're in. And so our belief was, one, the meals have to taste good, okay? Hello, nobody's going to eat a meal, doesn't matter how healthy it is, if it doesn't taste good. And then it was, in that same breath, how do we focus on farm to table, no antibiotics, no hormones, no fillers. We're leaving the food as raw and as unadulterated as possible. One of the number one questions I get when I tell people the project that we're working on, they ask a lot of the times, I'm familiar somewhat, I've had experiences with kitchen to table, kitchen to doorstep business models, and a lot of those have high sodium counts. Well, a high sodium count would only come from one or two things. One, the ingredient or the item that we're talking about, like a chicken breast, okay, or a piece of fish that you did nothing to, like a piece of salmon is going to have a higher sodium content than a piece of chicken breast, right? Mm-hmm. But where it gets really high is all the seasonings, all the other stuff they do to it after they have the ingredient, after they have the preparation. It's all in the prep. And so I believe what our consumers, our customers will come to love is these meals taste really good. It's a healthier concept for your family than the alternatives. It's a fast concept for your family. It's a simplified concept for your family. And then the other thing, when we looked at all the factors of what would make this project, what would make this concept, what would make My Fresh Meals by Lavelle successful or unsuccessful, right? It was quality. It was price, ingredients, taste, days to doorstep, all that stuff. And I feel like just in the short time I've been able to ramble here, I've already addressed a lot of that. What you're going to find out tonight is that we approach this from a cost perspective, okay? We did not approach this from a margin perspective. We already have a big, healthy, thriving business with our nutritionals, with our skincare. Our focus was to bring these meals to market at a more premium level than the alternative, at a better taste, at a healthy alternative, but at a almost bare bone cost, to where a consumer would see the cost and never in their mind say, I can't justify that. That doesn't make sense. I can go over here and buy these meals. And so I feel like we have a total home run. And I want to speak to this for just a second before we get things going tonight. All of the meals have shipping included, okay? It comes shipped to you with Nordic ice packs, and it's going to arrive to your doorstep in about 2 days, plus or minus, okay? Depending on where you live, it might be 1 day, it might be 2 days, but all of the meals are intended to still arrive slightly cool, right? None of the ingredients, zero of the ingredients, it doesn't matter talking about, it means 100% of everything that hits your door has never been frozen, ever. And so the intent is for you to get these meals on whatever, a Monday, Tuesday. You've got meals loaded, ready to go for your family, for your household, for the week. And then you can also refrigerate them. They're going to stay fresh for 7 to 10 days, depending on which meals we're talking about. Should your week get busy, should your week transform, and, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday night didn't go according to plan. I'm going to ask whoever has control, I guess Shantae or Cliff, I've got a graphic I would like to pull up if we can at this time.
I got you, Jason. Just a sec.
While you're doing that, all of the meals are intended to be heated and eaten within 2 to 3 minutes. You can pop them in the oven. You can pop them in the microwave. It's your choice. But I wanted to show real quick the 2 package offerings that we're going to be going live with. We're going to be offering an 8 meal pack and a 14 meal pack, as the screen shows. And this comes out to $13.95 or $12.95 with shipping included. Okay? And I don't know about you guys, but where I'm going around, the restaurants I see, the meals I see, the even drive-through options that I see these days, this is hard to beat, right? To your doorstep, healthy alternative, more holistic nutritional approach. And this is what I wanted to do. I wanted to come to the marketplace at, pardon my French, at damn near cost. We are not trying to nickel and dime. We're not trying to make a bunch of margin on these meals. You know what I'm trying to do? I'm trying to get hundreds of thousands of people on subscription for our meals that are then going to turn and learn about our Thrive Experience products. That's the goal here. That is absolutely the goal. Shantae, can you scroll down a little bit?
Keep going.
Yeah, this is the edited one. You can scroll up a little bit more. Sorry.
You're fine.
Perfect. Yeah, we covered that. You can zoom out of this or go back to presentation. So if you're a promoter tonight, we obviously have a lot of opportunity in front of us, a lot of runway. There is still a lot of things that we are ironing out right now. Our hope was that we were going to be able to go live this Friday with pre-orders. We are not able to pull that off. We have still a heavy lift from an IT perspective. I'm thinking this time next week, next Wednesday, is a more plausible go live time. And what you can expect, and I'm almost done, I'm going to get this thing over to the main event tonight, the beta tasters and leaders we have on the line. What you can expect from a go live perspective is we are going to have to cap, like on a week by week basis, the amount of orders we can take while our kitchen is able to scale up in size, right? And keep in mind, this is like day one of your local restaurant turning on. So what I'm thinking is we're going to be able week one to take about 2,000 orders, right? So you multiply that times 8 meals or 14 meals, 2,000 packs is what I'm targeting. And then we're going to keep expanding the load and the scale week after week. I think I'm ready to turn it over. I feel like you guys are so excited about the opportunity. The pricing literally can't be beat. I don't know how you do it. The QV we have applied. QV is a no-brainer. QV is in. Since we're launching it at a cost perspective, we're working on some other areas and how we can build rewards, maybe via Thrive credits, maybe via some incremental stages as your team grows, as your My Fresh Meals subscription grows in a month over month. Like there's milestones that can trigger bonuses. We're looking at things right now. The main thing is to get this live so people can order and eat. That's the main thing, right? And then we're going to come around the corner and we're going to polish it up, all the bells and whistles. We're going to add more meal types. We're going to launch all of our dietary robust menu offerings, right? We want to have robust keto offerings, gluten-friendly offerings, vegan offerings. We want to have a detox section of our menu, right? Somebody's getting ready to go on a 10-day detox. Boom, we've got the meals lined up for you for the next 10 days. So we've got a lot of stuff in front of us. It's exciting. The program, the category is going to continue to evolve. You know, we're just at day one, which is exciting. So where are we going to be in February, March, April, et cetera, going into Palooza? It's going to be exciting. And guys, I'm not going to steal the limelight any longer. I just want to say one more thing. As exciting as My Fresh Meals is, what we are working on launching in February in conjunction with this, I mean, you guys are going to be able to run so flippin' fast, and your phone should be ringing so hard. Like, you thought last year's bonus season was fun or cool. Like, this is a new spin on everything. And I don't want to steal any limelight from tonight, but I'm just saying we've been doing our work over the holidays. We're ready to go. So I'm going to turn it over to the team. Thank you guys so much.
All right. Well, we're going to kick this off. I'm going to go first on this. Hello, everyone. Cliff Gallagher, your VP of Operations. I've got Jason Jorgensen, our VP of Strategy and Growth, and Ms. Shante Marcus, our Senior Manager of Social Media. We're going to dig into with a lot of our beta tasters. I love the fact that when we first kicked this off, we had to call them beta testers, because if we said taste, I think Jason threw that out there, you would have figured out what it was. But we couldn't be more excited to go with this. Jason, you asked, if there's anything that we might have not covered. The only thing I've seen through the comments in the field is, yeah, it's easy to microwave. Yes, they are. You can put them in the oven as well, too. I'm sure you can put them in the air fryer. I haven't tried that one yet. If you do the oven, you got to put it in an oven-safe container. If you put it in the microwave and there might be a little sauce packet, make sure to take that out. You don't want to do those. But ovens, put it in an oven-safe dish. I don't want you sticking the shells in there. But because everything is recyclable as well, too. So once you get done with it, toss everything into the recycling can. Everything that comes in the shipping containers as well, the boxes, the Nordic ice packs, the insulation around the box, that's all fully recyclable as well, too, which we wanted to keep a sustainability focus for everything we do. So, Blair, I know you're on with us, and I'm going to start off with you because I think it's a great opportunity. When we first started chatting about this, you live you're a vegan lifestyle. That's how you consume and all that. So when we sent the meals out, you told me, hey, Cliff, I'm not going to be able to eat some of it. I'm like, but you will be able to eat most of it. And what we want to understand is, when you did get a chance to try the vegetables, and when your family got an opportunity, what did y'all think of this? Let's kick this off with that.
Yeah, well, thanks so much for having me on. Thank you so much for sending me the beta boxes too. My family was really excited about it. First of all, I was excited because we were about to leave on a family trip for the holidays, and I didn't have to cook for 2 days. So just get ready for that, first of all. I don't know how many of you guys are the ones that cook in your house, but it's me on top of working full time, and I'm so excited not have to do that as much anymore. So that was the first exciting thing. The second exciting thing was I stole the vegetables from every meal, which of course, having a 17 and 19-year-old boys, they didn't mind at all. They were so fresh, so delicious. I absolutely loved it. I even tried all the noodles in the different things, like the lemon, I probably am going to butcher this, but the lemony shrimp garlic noodles or whatever they were. Oh my goodness, they're whole wheat. You can't even tell. They were so delicious. I also tried the noodles in the spaghetti and meatballs. I snuck one out, and again, my husband had no idea that they were even whole wheat noodles. And I've tried to cook with whole wheat noodles before, and they were like, no, please don't serve that again. So I was really excited about that. And I videoed each person as they tried the meals, and I didn't do it live because I wanted them to be honest, right? I wanted to see which ones they really loved. And guess what? They loved all of them. They were raving about how great they taste, how fresh they were. We've tried local from, different kitchens locally, like Jason talked about at the beginning, and they always have this weird slime on them. like, I don't know how to describe it except to call it slime. And so I was so excited that these weren't slimy. I was also really excited that they weren't overly seasoned, because everybody likes their seasoning a little differently. So that I was really impressed with as well. Again, they cooked so quickly in the microwave, and I actually did put the spaghetti and meatball one in the oven, and it was so simple and easy. I just threw it into a oven safe, little dish and threw it right in there. My favorite thing was that my 19-year-old, who's in college right now and was home for break, said, "Mom, can you please send these to me every single week at school? My school, or the food at school, is horrible, and to know that I could be eating healthy meals that are already put in the right size amount, I need it. I want it. How can you get these to me?" And so that was really exciting to hear that he actually liked it enough to want healthier meal choices at college. Like, that would just made my heart so happy. And my husband was super excited about them as well. And again, the thing that they kept saying over and over again was how fresh they tasted. They didn't taste like they had been, put into storage and were waiting. I know we're fresh, never frozen, but they were really saying that. They're like, "No, really, it tastes like you just made this, Mom. It tastes so good." And they were so happy. And I'm just so thankful to know that I'm going to be able to serve that to them. And I cannot wait for the vegan ones. I will say this about the vegetables that I tried. They were crisp and they tasted so good. They were not like overly steamed, wilted. They were fresh. They tasted so good, and I loved that about them. So thank you so much for sending them to us. We can't wait.
Thanks for sharing that, Blair. And I'm so excited for you to try the vegan meals. I can't wait to see what you think about those. Betty, I'm going to kick it over to you. Can you fill us in on your experience once the box hit your front porch, and just opening the box, what your first impressions were, and maybe your favorite meal? Betty, are you there?
Jump off of mute. I think she's still on. I can see her on mute right there.
Is she? Let's see.
I'm sorry. I had in my mind, don't forget to unmute. And what did I do? I forgot to unmute. But the first thing that impressed me was it only took 2 days to get to me in Virginia. I don't know where it shipped from, but I was totally surprised that it came so quick. And when I brought it into the house, it was like, when I opened up that first box, the styrofoam, I guess that's what you call it, I don't know, the packing around it, it had to be like 3 inches thick, totally surrounded by that, so that nothing could get disturbed in the food. And then the ice packs were huge. There was one on the bottom, one on the top. And I was like, I'm looking at all this good quality material that it's packed in, and I'm thinking, how can we use this? My husband, he walked in and said, "No, Betty, we won't save the packing. Let's get to the food." But when I pulled out that night, we shared, Ricky had spaghetti and meatballs, and I had the shrimp. And Blair, I had no idea that the pasta was whole wheat until you just said that. I don't know why I missed that, but I think we had 2 meals with pasta in it. Well, yes, the spaghetti and the shrimp. I had no idea because I was eating on his and he was eating on mine, but they were both fantastic. The shrimp was so firm, and the spinach, I happen to love spinach, and sauteed spinach, it was so vibrant looking. I mean, I don't know any other word to say it, but it was just like I walked out into my garden and picked it and brought it in and sauteed it real quick and put it on my plate. It was absolutely delicious. And one more item in one of the meals was plantain. Folks, I'd never eaten plantain before. And I was a little bit scary and a little bit skeptical, but wait a minute. I did eat it one time in Mexico in one of our getaways. I just remembered, and I wasn't very impressed with it. That's why I guess I forgot the meal. But when I ate on that plate, that plantain, I wanted about 3 or 4 more servings of it. I mean, it was very filling, but it was so good. I couldn't get over how great it tasted. But what really blows me away and what means more to me than anything else is the idea that there are no antibiotics in it, no hormones, no preservatives. I mean, you pick up anything out of the grocery store, it's almost impossible to find good, wholesome, healthy food without the preservatives, without the artificial ingredients, without all that sugar. And I'm just thrilled. I'm thrilled and happy that we can introduce that to our friends. I'm a senior thriver. I've got lots of other seniors in my life that I know they would love that. They live alone. They absolutely love it in its healthy form. It's going to help them. And these prices, oh my gosh, I'm over the top. It just keeps getting better. The more I hear, it gets better and better. It's like, Jason, you're a genius.
So Betty, this is Jason Jorgensen, the other Jason. I'm excited to hear that you like plantains. So many people do. I'm going to kick it over to Courtney now. Courtney, welcome and thank you for being on with us. You are one of the very elite builders right now. You know what you're doing. You're building, your business is exploding. I'm going to ask you a little bit different question. And Jason he talked a little bit about the pricing of the meals, but I want to know what your plan is to integrate this into your business. And we've talked about it being another vertical in the business and almost a standalone business, but I want to know, what are you going to do to take this and blend it into what you're doing now that's so successful?
So it's funny you asked that, because I was at a holiday party, and one of my best friends is still in education, and she's a principal, and she's like she'll order and she does the balance, but she's in her own lane. We're in our own world. And she leans over at the event, which was with all educators, and she said, I'm going to order those meals. I just want you to know that right now. I'm super busy as a principal, and they looked really good. And everyone's head turned, her secretary, her counselor. And I thought, whoa. I took myself back to the days of working in an office building around so many people. And I thought, if I was sitting there eating something healthy, or you're trying to do this initiative, and it takes one person, one connection to be sitting there eating those healthy meals in front of their friends, and it's game over. And I thought, whoa, she may not be, I'm on my 3 steps every single day running up and down the hall. She loves her certain products, but I know she needs these meals. And I know that everyone's going to go, what are you eating? What are you eating? And so, my goal is to be very strategic with my team of who do you know? I know this sounds so silly, but I don't eat in front of people every day. I'm with my husband or alone. And then there are these other teachers that are in lounges. There are these nurses that are in break rooms. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is like Pandora's box. And so really talking to people about, I know you're on the go. I know you have health goals. Have you ever ordered, meal delivery? A lot of people have. And just letting them know ours are so good, especially if it's a friend or a customer that's trusted you in a certain way before, and letting them know, hey, you've got to try these meals. And once you guys out there try them, you'll understand the conviction. It is honestly, if not equal to more than me going try these capsules, because this food is so good and it's so simple that I was so excited. My kids are excited. That's another thing. My kids are they eat like crud. They're 11 and 13. One had ramen earlier, and it just grinds my gears. Ugh. But she's like, when are those Thrive meals coming out? I know as silly as it sounds, she takes one. Her friends want to know what that is. It's healthy. She's not taking a nap every afternoon. It's game over. It's domino effect. So who do you know that works in a setting? Because I know not all of us work from home, not all of us work in a busy setting, but who do you know that works in a busy setting that's also, chances are, they're not eating healthy? I was in education for 7 years. The last thing I was is eating healthy. Even when I was in shape, it was probably from lack of eating a nutritious meal. Nurses, so many people in different fields are not getting the nutrients that they need. And I just think if you really go back and think to day one of a company launching, I will never forget, I was a behavior specialist and there was capsules in a bowl by Lori Tate in the school building that I worked at, right? Thinking back to those days of how can you get exposure in a place, you just need one person liking those meals, one person enjoying those meals, and it will be a domino effect. So I'm really pushing with my team is like, who do you know that's busy? Not necessarily, I don't know, like really just who do you know that's busy? That's me. I'm a mom and I don't work in a busy setting, but I'm busy. I need something healthy. I spent, right before these were launched, I spent $21. It was Uber Eats, and that's not even the Uber Eats fee, but for a grilled nugget combo from Chick-fil-A, which is healthy, right? The healthiest you can get, $21. And these meals, Jason just showed us the price point on them. You better bet I'm going to be sending my kids with these and letting a friend try them here and there. Because I promise you guys, if you can turn your mind on to the possibility here, this can spread like wildfire and your businesses can triple in this time frame.
I got to jump in real quick. Sorry. I'm excited. You said something that is like absolutely gold, and you actually worded it better than how I've been trying to convey it to people lately. You described like someone being in an office, seeing a meal, and then other people wanting to get on the meal plan. Like that's a paradigm shift for our business model that's going to be totally different. But here's the gold in it. You're going to have people creating accounts and starting on the meals before the Thrive experience. Like you're going to have that happen. And we that's new for us because we start everybody. But here's what's so cool about it. Whether somebody comes, gets on, starts on the meals, hey, check this out. We really need to get you on the Thrive 3-step as a complimentary asset. Or people starting the Thrive experience, hey, we really need to get you on the My Fresh Meals. It's such a complimentary lane. Bingo. Sorry, I just loved what was said. I love it.
No, I think that's a key thing. And I mean, when you said the detox plan as well, too, how great is it that you could walk in, get them on 10-day detox, you got the meal plan ready to go with it. All right, great. 10 days in, you're off of that. Then again, you move over immediately right onto the 3-step experience. And let me compliment you that when you're on the go, what I loved about this was you had easy access, 2 minutes in the microwave, 3 minutes, depending on your power for whatever your micro is. And it's easy, it's there. Nurses, school teachers, college students was huge, I think. And then, seniors, right? Maybe you have parents that you don't want cooking anymore. What great way to make sure they're getting nutritionally rich foods in a farm to table approach. And Kinsey, I'm going to pull you on here because you and I have definitely had conversations about the holistic approach, about being antibiotic free, about being hormone free, about being, using the best vegetables that we can, in an organic approach to this, to making sure we hit what we need. And when you got your box, I want to understand, like you opened it up, you saw what was in there, and you got to start trying those. Your little ones as well too. What did they think of that type of the food and the quality that came in there?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on here, and thank you for sending me those meals. It was such a treat, and I think you picked the right person because I am a particular eater, okay? Anybody that knows me knows I am very particular about my food, about the quality, about it being clean and simple, and I was really excited to get my hands on these. And first and foremost, I think an area that wasn't considered in beta tasting was the delivery time. So I just want to touch on this because my box got stuck in a post office with the holidays. So it was actually delayed a couple of days than it should have been. So I was like a little nervous. I was like, ooh, this is like perishable food. Am I going to be able to eat this? And I was seriously impressed that even a couple days behind when I was actually supposed to get it, the box still arrived and the ice packs were still partially frozen. So like was already mentioned, everything was insulated really well. It was packaged really well. So my meals were still fresh and ready to go, even being a couple days behind. So I think that was a really important thing to note. But as I was pulling out all the meals, obviously the first thing I look at, I'm like, all right, ingredients, let's go. How do we do? I was blown away at the simplicity of the ingredients. The simplicity was amazing, and a big pain point for me with other meal delivery services, because I've tried a handful over the years, like many of us have. I've been dairy free for almost a decade now. And so I've looked at other meal delivery services, and you either have to do their standard meal delivery service or the vegan to get dairy free. And if you do the standard one, it felt like all of the meals were just like swimming in dairy. It was cheesy this and creamy that. I don't want all this dairy. I just want a good quality meal with simple ingredients. And so I was thrilled to see there was one meal that had the Parmesan noodles. Out of all the meals that we got, they weren't swimming in dairy, and even the Parmesan was really, really light. So that was a huge thing for me. And then the way that they tasted, it tasted like food I make. Clean, the unadulterated, not a lot of stuff added to it. I go and buy whole food, I make with very minimal ingredients, and I eat it. And so it tasted so much like the food that I like to eat, I'm happy to consume, and it made it so easy. I'm about to have my second baby, so I am thrilled that this is launching to help me transition and have just ready to go meals for being a brand new mom again with 2 kids. So I was absolutely thrilled with it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kinsey. I love what you said just about the simplicity, not only making the meals, but the ingredients as well. Maria, I'm going to pop over to you. I know you only got to try a couple of the meals, but your family definitely enjoyed the rest. So can you tell us what your first impression was? Where's Maria? There we go.
Go off of mute. There you go.
Unmute, Maria. Okay. Now, one of the first things I was like,
Where's her video? Are we seeing it?
I think she's frozen, Shantae. We might need to jump back in this situation or have her dial back in. So,
okay, we'll come back to Maria. Chelsea, we'll hop over to you.
Go ahead, Shantae.
Okay, awesome. Chelsea, we'll pop over to you and tell us a little bit about what your first impression was when you first opened that box and saw what was inside.
Yeah. Hi, you guys. Thanks so much for the beta box. This was very exciting. I was grateful to not cook dinner for a few nights. They went very quick though. So when I first got the box, this is something Phil and I started doing meal delivery around 2020. Jason, as you said, I'm sure many people did when the world was upside down because of convenience. So we've tried a lot of different meal delivery services, and quite frankly, they kind of missed the mark, whether it be packaging, whether it be not the best quality, whether it be a sodium bomb, whether it be disguising the quality because of, with taste or over salting things. So whenever we got this, the packaging was unbelievable. Listen, those ice packs, keep some of those, okay? Because they're the best and they're great for road trips. They come in handy, all right? So keep a couple of them. But whenever you're getting this, literally from your doorstep, from unpackaging it right into the microwave or the oven, nonstop, like bang, 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 you're good to go and you have a meal ready to go. One thing I loved was the macronutrients. I love that we're showcasing that. That is something that I'm big on. I'm intaking a lot of protein right now. The protein points of these meals are on par. They are amazing. So we hit the nail on the head with that. The taste is fantastic. The simplicity, everything. I mean, I'm blown away, you guys. And if you're not talking about this, you're doing yourself a disservice, because this is a ground floor opportunity all over again with a company that is well known. And I mean, come on, you guys, let's get on board with this.
Okay, awesome.
Chelsea.
Thank you, Chelsea. Is Maria back on?
I'm back on. I have no idea. It just kicked me off.
Okay, sorry. Awesome. So a little bit ago, you told us that you had something special to share because you kind of got pushed out of having, I think you said you got one meal and everyone else ate the rest of them.
Yeah, I got one meal. I have 3 boys and my husband. No. So first things first, because I've seen a lot of the questions coming through the group. People are saying, how in the world are they going to ship this all over the U.S.? Trust me, if they could get it to Maria, who lives in the middle of nowhere, in 2 days, they're going to be able to handle it where everyone else lives. So that was really impressive for me, just how quickly I was able to get it. It literally arrived the day before I was leaving town for the holidays. First things first, I don't want to repeat what everyone else has said, but like when we say fresh, like when you open these and you're going to be like, okay, I understand why they're saying fresh. You're going to be impressed just with that. I love that Betty mentioned the plantains. Betty, I'm pretty sure I've only eaten plantains when I'm out of the country as well. And those were so good. My kids absolutely loved them. As a matter of fact, they just started back to school on Monday, and Creed, my 13-year-old picky kid, was like, hey, Mom, where's those Thrive meals? I want one for my lunch tomorrow. So, when the kids are asking for them, when the family's happy, it's a game changer anyway. I'm so excited about so many things. Number one, eating clean is such a big deal. It really is. And just expanding our brand as far as helping people get to where they want to be, from a physical standpoint. Our detox introduced a lot of people. Really, if you look back at when the detox was launched 2 years ago, we introduced people to clean eating and how your body can respond. And I know a lot of you on this Zoom tonight have had incredible changes with your Thrive experience just because you detox every 90 days. But also, I would be willing to bet it modified how you eat and how you see food and how you see food as fuel. And I geek out on this stuff anyway, just because of our family and our situation. My son's a type of done a lot of research on food and what is best for the body. And I am stoked about this because like Jason said, I love the fact that you're like, I'm not worried about making a lot of money on each meal. We're going to introduce this to people, and this is going to be a game changer product. And then we're going to get a whole lot of people trusting our company even more. And then we're going to be able to introduce more and more to them. And I feel like that's just been the name of the game with everything that we've done since day one. And so just to add on what the most important thing, which is food. We're going to be teaching people. All in all, it's just going to make an impact because they're going to learn how their body responds. And ultimately, they're going to have better results with their Thrive experience as well. So super stoked about all of it. And yeah, I'm with Coop. Like, you got to be talking about this stuff, guys. And again, it will be something with building people's trust. Just keep adding to it.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. Yeah, it's premium grade, as Jason always says. This is premium grade. So thanks again. I'm glad you were able to dial back in and get connected.
Yeah.
So, well, Tommy, I'm going to jump over to you because I loved your unboxing experiences with you and Q, and you guys, literally battling back and forth, tasting the meals, but and not letting, it's like, no, I want the rest of that one, and going towards it. So, if you had to pick one of the ones that you enjoyed the most, what did out of the ones that we shipped you, what did you like the best so far?
So I would say hands down the carnitas. The carnitas was definitely my favorite. And I'll say this, I don't think anybody talked about this yet, the portion size. It was like, I was surprised at how much food actually came in those packages. I had someone message me and just ask them, because their husband likes to eat a lot or eat. I said, you'll be surprised at how much food is in there. I was very full. One of the meals, I think it was the spaghetti and meatballs. I couldn't even really, I finished it, but I shouldn't have finished it because I was full by the time I got finished with the meatballs. But the quality of the food was really good. The portion size was really good. I was I'll say that The vegetables I was nervous about because, you know, my wife makes the best vegetables. I'll just say that. But these were really good. I was surprised at how fresh they were. They were crispy. And I'm excited about this, guys. It's like Lavelle, Jason, you guys have given us a whole new business and said, here you guys go. This is a whole new plan for you guys to build your legacy on. So I wrote a few things down, like the carnitas was the best, the portion size, the steak and sweet potatoes. Holy smokes, the steak and sweet potatoes. That was my number 2 favorite meal. And you know, here we go. I was a truck driver before, guys. So this right here is going to be a game changer for truck drivers, you know, if they're looking to get healthy. I used to eat the truck stop food all the time. Having these in the fridge, and truck drivers have the little refrigerators in their trucks. Having these in the fridge would have been gold for me. If you have, you know, gym owners, guys, I'm telling you, this is like they've given us our own meal ready service and said, here you guys go, without having to put up any capital. So like, I'm so excited. I know it's given new energy to a lot of people on our team. So I'm just grateful, and thank you guys for sending me a beta box. If you want to send another one, I wouldn't be upset. But and you know what's funny too? My kids, my son Nico, he's a super picky eater, and he was surprised at how good the meals taste. So if you can please Nico with food, you're winning. Like you're winning if you please him with food. But overall, like I'm super impressed with the quality. Of course, Lavelle does everything top notch. So I didn't expect anything less when it came to these meals, but the taste of the carnitas was definitely, I think, both of our favorites, because we were kind of fighting over that plate. But overall, I'm super impressed, and I can't wait to see where we are when this fully launches, and it's gonna be go time.
Thanks, Tommy. Thanks for sharing that. I love that you touched on the portion sizes. I think that's one thing we didn't touch on, that, you know, a lot of other meal companies, they skimp out. They don't give you a lot. So I appreciate you saying that. Jackie, I'm coming over to you. Now, we know that Tommy already touched on some of the other meals. So the carnitas, the steak and sweet potatoes. What other meals came in your box, and which one did you like best?
Okay, so I actually got my box when I was leaving on vacation, and my mom got them, and she got the box and she opened it up, and I had her video the whole thing for me, because I was like, oh my God, Mom, they're arriving and I'm not going to be there. The meals, so I only got to try 2 of them. She had to fly them up to me. So she put it in a little like a lunch box. So she brought them over to me, and they arrived and they were still amazingly fresh. So when I got them, they were still amazingly fresh, and I only got to try 2. So I had those 2 favorites as well. And I'm a very cultured eater, but I'm also a very clean eater. So when I'm not like, you know, out traveling the world, I eat very clean at home. So I'm no stranger to macronutrient meals. It's actually how I prefer to eat when I'm at home. But I love the sirloin steak and sweetie potato. I'm a hearty eater, and I can eat a lot. So that one I really loved. The texture of the meat was amazing. It wasn't, you know, dry. It wasn't like too dense. It was lean, but it was like kind of fluffy. The meat, like it was really good. So I really liked that one a lot. Like a lot of people said, the veggies were crispy. I killed the potatoes. You know, normally if I order, because I actually do go to a health food store, you know, wherever I am, and I'll pick up a few meals just so that I don't have to cook. You know, I'm a mom of 3, very busy. And I actually killed the whole meal. So I killed the whole meal. And then the other one, I know a lot of people talked about the plantains, but that was my personal favorite. I was literally making so much noise over here. My mom was like, what are you eating? And, you know, I actually did not microwave the food. I put it in the air fryer. So I just put it, you know, in the air fryer, and I just warmed it up. And the plantains in the air fryer, you guys, was amazing. So I definitely love that. And it came with a sauce. It was very similar to like a chimichurri sauce. So those 2 were my favorite. They were the only ones that I tried, but they were right up my alley. My mom knew exactly what I would eat, because I'm somebody that eats like, you know, complex carbs and proteins and stuff. So those were my favorites. The taste was great. I didn't have to add anything, like no salt was added. I didn't have to do any of that. And it definitely exceeded my expectations, because I was a little skeptical. I was like, oh my gosh, we're getting into the meal prep business. These things are going to arrive. And, you know, it blew like all my expectations away. Like after I had it, I was craving them more and more. And something about my journey, a little side note, is I actually last year when our Elite line launched, I became so in love with fitness again. So I have been back in the gym all of 2023. I was back in the gym. And the hardest part of me and my gym journey is when I get home, I'm like, what am I going to eat? Right. So as soon as I get these meals to my door, like everything is literally going to be solved. So yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. So yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you, Jackie. I'm glad this will help with the gym. This will help with the gym with so many people. Hannah, are you ready?
I am, yes.
Awesome. I love the hat. That tells me that you're active and you're always on the go. So tell us how the meals will help in food preparation.
Oh my gosh, meal prep is our thing in this house. It's the bane of my existence. This is my 6-year-old son, Dallas. Say hi. Hi.
Hey, and Dallas.
He is our steak connoisseur. So Dallas is very, very picky about steak. He loves all food. We've always been very big on food diversity. He is very well traveled and he loves trying new foods. And so that's one of the biggest things we loved about this is that we're able to introduce him to new foods. And he loved trying things like the yuca, the plantains. And what did you think about the steak?
It was good.
Was it good?
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Dallas approved, which is huge for us. Okay, you can go.
Okay, awesome. That right there might be the best endorsement all night.
But yeah, like I said, we meal prep a lot in our house. It's the bane of my existence. I hate it, but we have to because he plays football, basketball, baseball. We're gone at least 4 to 5 days out of the week for practice, games, training, and it is a matter of fact that multiple times throughout the week, we're going to hit the drive-through because most of the time when I say we have food at home, they're like, it's leftover meal prep. I don't really want to heat that up. We just ate that yesterday. And I will say that was one of the biggest things I struggled with early on in my health and wellness journey, my weight loss journey. And then I see so many thrivers and people that I talk to every single day. They struggle with on this yo-yo when it comes to their health and wellness journey is the monotonous of meal prepping, the lack of knowledge on what to eat, the analysis paralysis in the grocery store. A lot of people just get frozen in that aspect. One of the best things about this is not only will we have food diversity every single week with the rotating menus, we don't get tired of eating the same thing over and over because when I meal prep, I'm meal prepping multiple meals of the same meal. And just like last week when we had to go without the Thrive meals, my husband said, I cannot wait for those Thrive meals because I am so tired of eating your chicken burrito bowls and this ground turkey and this chicken and asparagus. I just want something new every single day. And so it's going to be great. And I think they'll actually be excited for us to have food at home. It's going to save us so much money. And when Jason showed the prices, I said, I'm never going back to Walmart, Aldi, Kroger ever again, because that actually is so much cheaper than our current grocery budget. And also one of the worst things about meal prep is we waste so much food. We end up throwing so many Tupperware containers away with food and it kills me. But majority of the time we don't get to it. So I actually love the fact that it's weekly because it gives us time to eat it and we don't have all these leftovers and food being wasted.
Right. Just think about doing meal prep in your back office now, right?
It's amazing. It changes everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And tell Dallas, thank you. Cliff, are you there?
I am here. And we're going to, there's a lot of people that I keep seeing in the chat asking, what's the pricing? They might not have seen it earlier. So Shantae's going to pull us up back the graphics so that everyone can clearly see, how the structure that we've got this going on. And it's exciting. We've got a great opportunity here to build. This is something to pre-build, to get teams excited, to reach out to past thrivers, as Jason Camper told us about, to move, your business back into the forefront of what you want, where you want, and the goals that you are going to set. Everyone's talking, portion sizes are great, caloric content is spot on, macros are hitting where it needs to. This is that opportunity that you always hear about, and you always hear, people saying, I wish I would have gotten in. We're telling you, get in right now. Jason, I know you wanted to say a couple of things to close this out, so I'll toss it over to you at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much to all the panelists tonight, the tasters. They did a great job. Thank you so much on that. But I think you guys saw the meals, the prices there. It is free shipping if you're on a weekly subscription. If somebody's just trying to, put a toe in the water and they want to order an a la carte meal, the shipping is not included. But for the weekly subscriptions, it's going to be shipping is included. And look, like we talked about today, like everybody talked about, everybody eats. Everybody spends money on food. So you have a solution to bring to people for a healthy alternative, a simplified alternative, and an alternative that's likely going to save them money. So the question is, who do you know that eats? Everyone. And out of the money you're already going to be spending on food, why would you not want a healthy alternative that simplifies your life and likely saves you money? I mean, it's a total win-win. And so for us to be able to combine that with our nutritional products, with the Thrive experience, it's a really cool chapter in the history of Le-Vel. And, when we started this company in 2012, we didn't name it Thrive. We named it Le-Vel. Le-Vel Brands is the entity's formal name. And we did that intentionally because we wanted to be a health and wellness brand that had different product lines. And Thrive took off so hard, so fast, so furious. All we could do was focus on that and try to keep, the hand on the tiger's tail. But here we are. It's so crazy how life works. Here we are 11 years and things have come to fruition. And we've got our second health and wellness line that we're putting under the Le-Vel umbrella, My Fresh Meals by Le-Vel. So it's fun. It's fresh. Like I said, we had hopes that we could go live this Friday. We've got too much IT work left ahead of us. We're thinking this time next week, we're going to go live for pre-orders. And we're going to minimize the weekly volume that we're going to take. We're going to do another round the following week, and we're just going to keep going until we're able to scale and meet demand. And then remember, this is day one as we close. Last comments here, because I saw a lot of questions in the chat. This is day one. Our concept, once we're fully up and running, it's to have a very robust menu offering, okay, that has a very robust dietary restriction need assessment. If you need to eat vegan, if you need to eat keto, if you want to eat caveman, if you're on a whatever bikini contest and you want the athlete's menu, whatever it is you're trying to pursue, we want to have these particular menus, and we want to have hot new offerings from our chef coming out weekly, right? Where maybe you want to change up. You've been having the last several meal types for the last few weeks, and the chef's throwing up something hot, something new, and you want to change up your subscription for the week. And so once this is fully out, you're going to see a very robust offering to select from. But once again, this is day one of essentially a brand new company. There's one other thing that I wanted to touch on. Brain fart, can't remember. But anyways, we've spent a solid hour on this. Thank you to everyone for your time listening. We'll be going live next week. Get ready, and get on the phone, right? This is a perfect time to get to those people that were once thrivers that may have no idea what we're doing, right? This is a good reason to reach out to people anyways, but those people that maybe were once thrivers. And then keep in mind, the main thing right now is just getting the orders shipping, right? Getting people fed. Questions like, does the refer to work? No, it doesn't right now, right? We're trying to get this thing live. We're trying to get food to people's doorsteps. Then we're going to work on how to incorporate this into the rewards plan, what we can do, the bells and whistles. Right now, our main goal is to get this live on the website so you guys can see QV flowing, so you guys can see subscriptions building with the meal plan, and then so we can keep those subscriptions we've got to start growing the menu offering. We've got a lot of work in front of us, and we're super excited to get started. So thank you again to everyone. Let's go get this, get on the phones. Let's have a full week in front of us before we flip the switch. So have a good night. God bless, and we'll see you in 24. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Good night.